evening, everybody.
And she always sounds a little bit more excited than me. You know, but that's cool.
I am Keya McLean, and
I'm Marcus. I went to 7.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, we're reintroducing.
You're doing better than me tonight.
Yeah, we'll reintroduce ourselves.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll give people a few minutes.
You know how Jay-Z said?
Because we're going to have to cut this anyway.
Yeah.
Cut.
Little edit. Cut
it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Oh.
I'm wholesome. I don't deal in that type of music.
Cut it. Cut it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Cut it. Cut it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going to give people a few more minutes to come on in for the 7 o'clock door live. We talking sex versus intimacy.
I like sex.
Who doesn't? I guess none, huh?
Okay. We don't know what's going on in other words, in those things. You don't know none. You don't know if none's not getting none.
We don't have no idea, do we? But cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it.
See, that's what I can't stand.
Sometimes you gotta cut it.
You love dancing and singing and whatnot, and you know I ain't got no rhythm, but you gonna put it in my face.
None.
That's always disrespectful. You know that, right?
Cause I love you, baby. Cause I love you, baby.
Disrespecting me by dancing because I can't. No, hell no, I can't do that.
I know, I ain't got no. This man ain't got no damn rhythm, y'all.
No rhythm.
No damn rhythm.
That wasn't part of the Black DNA book.
Shit. Hey, y'all. Hey, sissy.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. Tonight's Wednesday Night Live. Tell them the title, baby.
What up, y'all? We talking about sex versus intimacy. How important is sex versus intimacy?
So I'm Marcus. This is
Keya McLean.
And today I'm gonna let Babe lead this off for us, cause intimacy, I'm weak. I'm one of my weaker areas, so we're gonna get some clarification on it.
Okay.
So what? First thing I did, babe. You know me and Google.
I know you and Google.
Yeah, Google boy.
You out there be getting definitions and things.
Yeah, I gotta figure out, man, cause you the words, lady. I know if my words are messed up, you gonna catch me on them. So, it's an intimacy, close familiarity or friendship, closeness. All right. So,
pick it up if you can't see that.
That was it.
Look like you was struggling a little bit.
I
Put your glasses on.
I wasn't struggling to see. I was struggling to speak. Fuck. You know how big my tongue is? Shit, that gets the words in the way.
Look, I know that's Janelle trying to request to get on her. No, you can't come on. Hell to the no.
So, but yeah. Also, intimacy is a private or cozy atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And also, it's a euphemism. It could be a lot of times they use it in place of sex, and that sometimes causes things to be confused. Mm-hmm. So I'm here to get clarification on intimacy versus sex, because it's often confused, or I sometimes misunderstand it, and how important is one from the other, because I'm just lost sometimes. And I understand intimacy and I understand it's required, and I give it, but I don't fully understand it. You know, so this is where I'm coming to you at. So explain to me what intimacy means.
Because men think if they touch you or you touch them, that means, oh, it's time for sex.
Yeah. Because
so,
I'm listening.
You can't ask me a question and then try to start talking.
Yeah, you're right. So I said I'm listening.
Yeah.
I fixed it.
Yeah. Okay. So bottom line is, every time you're touched or every time you touch me does not mean let's have sex. Okay? There are moments and there are times, and I think men don't always consider the fact that you have to set it up. You have to set it up. And then you also have to just have those moments where you understand your partner's love language, right? So just because I do this to you doesn't mean, oh baby, we finna have sex. That just means I'm just touching you. We're sitting on the couch. We watching TV. We're chilling. That don't mean, okay, oh, that means we finna have sex. We gearing up to have sex. It's a moment to have intimacy. It's a moment. Yeah, it's a love tap, sissy. It's a love tap. This a love tap. No, but honestly, men will go straight to, well, I'm getting ready to have sex because she's touched me. Or even if I give you a kiss, you know, because I give you a kiss doesn't mean, oh, we're getting ready to have sex. It's a moment where I can show you love and I can be intimate towards you without it being sex. I don't care what time of day it is. I don't care where we are. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't go straight to sex. Now, we're only speaking about ourselves. I can't speak for all women. I can't speak for all couples. I'm just speaking as it relates to me. And people can chime in and they can talk about what it means, what intimacy means for them. But intimacy is having a close moment with your partner. It means connecting with your partner. It means understanding what your partner may need in a moment. So, for instance, I had a long day at work today, right?
Okay.
So, because you know that, you might say, well, here, babe, let me kind of just rub your shoulders a little bit. But for me, it doesn't mean, oh, we're going to have sex. For me, I'm like, oh, he listened to what I said. I had a rough day. He's just going to rub my shoulders down to relax me a little bit. That's a form of intimacy.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
It clarifies it to a good extent.
Okay. To a good extent.
To a good extent.
But I got work to do on that answer.
Yeah, a little bit for me.
Okay.
Because of my mind, okay, let's say we take it from the living room where, hey, maybe you had or let's reverse it. Bam. I had a rough day.
Mm-hmm.
And you come rubbing me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a guy, especially me, sometimes you ever heard of like a degree deodorant? We body heat activated. So you rub this, I'm going like this, and it could be intentional, but maybe not. But it's like, now I'm ready for action. And now I can release stress that way as well.
So basically, anytime I touch you, you think it's supposed to be about sex? Is that what you're saying?
Not at one point in time, yes.
So I'm only supposed to touch you when we're going to have sex? Like, I'm learning something new. We've been together almost a year and a half.
Well, what I'm telling you is, when you touch me, my body can, a lot of times, naturally react with an erection. And it may not be wanting just sex, but I can. Oh yeah, it
can do that if I touch your nose.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop touching you.
I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes the erection happens, and you're like, oh. So, and now my body, sometimes that my whole mood shifts. Like, yay. But I'm also knowing that I've been knowing you long enough that it's like intimacy. It's like when we may lay down and we just doing some kind of intimate motion. Because we had this discussion before.
Mm-hmm.
But you notice I still get erection. But I know it's not what it's for at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is where a lot of times sex can get confused with it, because my sexual organs have been activated. And I can throw people off.
But you still know the difference between intimacy and sex, though.
But
just because you get confused, I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
You get confused by it, but you still understand that, okay, this is a moment of intimacy versus this is a moment that's going to lead to sex.
Say it one more time. One more time.
You understand the difference between this is intimacy, and this is intimacy that's going to lead to sex. That I believe you know the difference between.
Not all the time.
Why not?
Because I may be trying to do some intimate to lead to sex, and I may not, or you may do something, you may want something sexual, and I may not want to, I get confused, and I don't want to cross that line to tarnish that moment where it just need an intimacy. So sometimes I will just pull back until I see a clear and definite sign it's about to go down, and so that could lead to confusion. So I have to pull back, because if I get confused, it could lead to a whole different conversation, a whole different scenario. And you know me, I rather avoid it than start it. So I can just chill out, and we'll see if we get a sign. Unfortunately, if I wait too long, I may go to sleep.
Janelle said you can't fix that, Marcus.
I ain't trying to fix what part. Don't always want to fix everything.
Yeah. Well, depending on what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So we don't know what she's talking about on that.
You ain't lying.
Precisely.
So that's what I'm getting. So you gave me an example of intimacy in the general concept, and we were just talking about in the bedroom. But this is where sometimes our intimacy is really focused at. A lot of times it's in the bedroom, and where it gets blurred at. So give me an example how intimate will be intimate without wanting the sex part. How can I determine that?
Oh, Janelle said when she touch you, you think bang bang. Leave it to Jay.
I mean, it may come a time in my life where she touched me and I can't bang bang. Someone doing bang bang now. Shoot, bang bang may go to.
Okay, so she's a monkey. I would have brought me on. I could have told the child. Hell to the no. We posting this on YouTube. We have to ban Jay. Okay, so the question is, name a moment or give you an example of a time of intimacy where it's not leading to sex.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you remember when we were traveling and we were on the plane? Okay. And on the plane, what did I do on the plane?
Grab my arm and sleep on it.
That is not what I did on the plane. On the way there, I held your hand a few times. I laid on you. I rubbed your arm.
Yeah.
No, that ain't what you just said, though.
What did I say?
I grabbed your arm and went to sleep. That's not what happened.
Oh.
So, there are different moments where I laid on you. There are moments where I rubbed your arm. Moments where I held your hand. I rubbed your head. I rubbed, your shoulders. Those are moments of just connecting, which is intimacy. That wasn't leading to sex. We're on an airplane. Okay? We're on an airplane. I'm just connecting with you. I'm just, that's it.
So let me ask you this. If that's a form of intimacy without sex, and I get that. What is the difference? And so this is where I'm just ignorant. So where does that fall between intimacy and just plain affection? Is there a difference, or is there?
So affection is under the umbrella of intimacy. So you have different things that fall under the umbrella, right? So when I say under the umbrella, there's intimacy here, and under intimacy is affection. There's connection. There's development. So there's this development of how we're connecting and how we're coming together. So under the umbrella of intimacy is all these other layers that equal and add up to intimacy.
Okay.
And what Janelle just said is so true. That just means I'm here, babe. We good. Like, everything doesn't equate to sex. And this is why I've always said that some men are, I'm not going to say all, but some men are wired differently because everything means sex for them. And I think a part of that has to do with them not learning about it or having an understanding of how you build connections with the woman that you're with. Men are taught that you need to just get sex. They're not taught, a lot of men, I'm not going to say all men, but a lot of men aren't taught, have intimate moments with your woman, connect with your woman on a different level, have conversations with her that create that intimacy, that create that connection, that create those bonds. Because a woman is, when she's having sex, her excitement is going to come from all those moments of connection during the intimate moments. You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So a woman is an emotional being. We're emotional. A lot of us are. So if I can connect with you and you're my friend and we can have discussions and talk and laugh and joke and then I can touch you and you can touch me and we are understanding each other's love languages and that's the connecting, that's the building. And as we build on those things, that helps with the sex.
Okay. And me, I'm naturally a touchy-feely person with you. Mm-hmm. I had developed that into my love language. It wasn't intentionally changed, it's just how it developed, especially with you.
But your touchy-feely is, I'm touchy-feely to have sex. And it's not, there's nothing else to go with that. And you have to do something more than that. Like, okay, remember, because we don't do this anymore, we used to have the 4 a.m. talks, right? Those were moments of intimacy for me. Those were moments where we were building on our connection. You can't just touch me and I'm just going to be like, I want to have sex. And that doesn't create excitement for me. I have to be stimulated. Yeah, Missy, I'm preaching to him because he asking questions. And we're both learning still. Mm-hmm. We've been together almost a year and a half, but we still got a whole bunch of learning to do.
Yeah, right.
So it's for you in your mind. You think I'm gonna show her. I'm ready to go there. So you like, I'm gonna touch her. I'm gonna rub her. I'm gonna do this. So you think for me, that translates to sex. So when we were having our 4 a.m. talks, and we were up at 4 a.m. doing this a lot, Janelle, like we would get up and we would just talk. We would just talk. We would just talk about different things, whether it was about our feelings, whether it was about, we would even talk about our past, moments of our childhood, desires we had, dreams we had, things we really wanted to do, things that were important to us, people who were important to us, places we wanted to go. We talked about so many different things. And for me, that's how you build, that's how you connect, that's how you create those intimate moments. And I am a person that is, what a lot of people might say, I can be analytical, and communication is big for me. So, like, even with friends, a lot of my close friends are my close friends because we can talk about deep things together. We can go, even with friendship, you can have intimacy, right? And it's like us having thoughtful conversations, us having meaningful conversations. I'm really not a small talk person. I can do that. It bores me, to be honest, but we can do that. I mean, it's just very surface level for me. I'm a very deep thinker. I'm a deep person. I'm a deep communicator. So I can't connect with people who don't want to sit and converse and have those moments of connection, because that's what I need.
So as I'm listening to you and I'm reflecting, so I do and I know I do intimate things. I think I know I need to be reminded and refreshed, because when you talk about the 4 a.m., do you remember how we started the 4 a.m.s? This is why I gotta be transparent and tell our business. Because at 4 a.m., I've been trying to get me some. And it was like, no, babe.
Oh,
Then we just start talking. And I'll be up and because I'll move, you move. And you wake up and we'll start talking. And we start talking instead of just having sex. And that's how the 4 a.m. And that's how we started. And one day was
that's true.
It was that first day was so funny. And we enjoyed our conversation.
And we started laughing and laughing.
Yeah, at 4 a.m. It may not be exactly 4 a.m., but around 4-ish.
Yeah.
So between 4 and 5.
It was like 4:30.
Yeah. And that's how the 4 a.m. conversation started. Now I can't get you at 4 a.m. without you.
Yeah. My clock has changed because I don't get up at 4 a.m. anymore.
Yeah. So
I've been known to get up at 4 a.m. Now it's like after 5.
And I'm still reflecting on, so yeah, I may get aroused when I do intimate things to you, but I think I also have changed where I'm not pursuing the sex. Because like a couple of things we do that I'm looking back, which is I think is listening to your explanation is intimate. What we do every Sunday night. We sit there and watch our TV show. And I agree.
We lay on the couch. We lay in the bed. You oil my scalp.
I oil your scalp. You it's like one of your favorite things for me, oil your scalp. Or
that's the most intimate thing you can do to me.
Or I rub your back with baby oil. No, I don't want you to dry back.
You ensure of that.
Yeah. I don't want no elephant back. So things like that, and because I'm naturally feely towards you, Okay,
you're naturally physical.
Yeah,
towards me. Yeah,
physical feeling. Yeah, okay. I like your words better. So let me ask you this: will this be an example of an intimate? When you walk past and I grab your ass, or they kind of tap on your ass, would that be considered intimate?
Yep. Is it considered intimate when I do it?
No. It's like spousal abuse when you do it. Shit, like you be trying to take all my soul when you grab my ass. What the fuck? I ain't got no ass. So you just
ain't got no ass.
You just
none.
You just trying to grab my spine, goddamn.
Zero ass. I be like this. Yeah. Where is it?
It ain't appear overnight, guys.
I be trying to find the meaty part of the ass. It ain't. Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying.
We digress.
The shit does some.
Janelle say we have those intimate moments, those type intimate moments.
I'm thinking you trying to grab my ass, I ain't there. Shit.
You know what?
I'll poke it out next time.
It's good to have those intimate moments, sissy. Like, it is healthy. I mean, what's interesting is we did this for months and months. These 4:30 a.m. moments where we would just be up talking and laughing and
I miss them.
And I think that's kind of where we really learned a lot of things about each other in those moments. I mean, because we would go on for a while.
Yeah, we'll just come up.
We would do this it would go on for a long time. We're not talking about we did this at 4 a.m. and 4:30 for 10 minutes. Like, this went on for hours. And it was a true connector for us. I'm not recommending you do it at 4 a.m. Do it at whatever time works for you, but it is a truly great connector. We're laying in the bed. We're I'm laying on his chest, or we're facing each other and we're just talking. We're just really, really talking. And, I really think that those moments led to us connecting even more, because I had to explain to you, like, as you reminded me, that, it doesn't have to be every time we wake up at 4 a.m. that means sex. Like, let's just have a moment of intimacy. Like, let's just have a moment of connecting. Let's just have a moment where, because for me, it's like, I don't want a relationship that's just about sex.
Okay.
Like, when do we connect? And it shouldn't have to be because we're in the bed, that means sex. It doesn't have to mean because we going to bed, that means sex. Or we're waking up, that means sex. But in your mind, you was like, we going to bed, sex. We waking up, sex.
So then sleep, no, sex. Go to sleep, wake up, then sex. We can get sleep in. But, the great thing about this topic, because it's a reminder. We went through this before. And we was talking about, sometimes we fall into complacency. Mm-hmm. And this is a method I'm looking at to get out that rut or the complacency. Mm-hmm. And we need to refresh. And there's been times you had to remind me, and I'll feel bad. I know you don't be mean to make me feel bad, but I'm like, fuck. And
how you know I'll be mean to make you feel bad?
Because I thought you was better than that. Shit.
I am better than that.
I'm giving you the big for the damn down.
I am better than that, baby. I'm better than that, baby.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying, but now, let's go back, let's flip it a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Let's flip it.
Sometimes I think as men, we get it confused, but sometimes we do. Do we require intimacy, or do we even know we require intimacy?
So that's a good question to you.
It is.
So, as I've explained to you what intimacy means for me, right? Not for all women, but for me. And then you saw Janelle kind of talk about it a little bit. Like, what does intimacy mean for you? And do you feel like you need intimacy?
So maybe me personally, I think I didn't use intimacy, that word, in the proper context. So maybe I was more for the affection part of the umbrella of intimacy. So let's go back to when we were on the plane. Mm-hmm. When you were touching me, like you do that form of affection showed me that I'm yours. I'm here. This is my partner. Mm-hmm. That's what I felt. Or even like me, sometimes when we're driving somewhere, mm-hmm. What do?
Touch me.
Touch you. I always I just grab you and you touch on your leg, mm-hmm. for no reason. I rub your leg for a couple of seconds. That's just something I think I require. I just want to touch you. But I didn't think of it as an intimacy. I just thought it was a form of affection. And a way of me showing you, because I'm not sure always a verbal person, is my way of showing you my affection or my feelings towards you in a non-verbal way. Communicating it towards you.
But what do you require in terms of intimacy for yourself? Because let's get back to the question.
Okay,
because you kind of got off a little bit.
I did.
So let's get back to the question for you. The question for you is, what do you need in a form of intimacy in this relationship? Because it's easy for I can quickly and easily tell you what I need, which I just did in the last 25 minutes. This is what I need in terms of intimacy from you. And this is what intimacy means to me. What you just said, that your definition or your understanding of intimacy was different before. So as you come to understand intimacy a little bit differently now, what does intimacy mean for you? And what can I do to maintain intimacy for you as you need it. Because I know what I need, and I verbalize that to you.
Yeah.
You're not always as good at verbalizing. So
I would think my intimacy would translate a little bit different. Well, listen, let me go back. The commonalities. So I need some kind of touch. I would think, not necessarily in the bed, but just some kind of quick touch or something that shows that I'm all in. That's one. Maybe like how I touch you, and what you do, you like on the plane, you hold my arm, put your head. That showed that, okay, that to me, that form of intimacy was good. Mm-hmm. Another way I could think of it as being a guy, it may not necessarily be touch, but action. Men are big on female respect from their partner. Mm-hmm. And you showing that respect to me is a form of to me it would be a form of intimacy. Show me that, all right, if I say this or this and that, okay, I'm gonna rock with you. This is what you said, or okay, you make a decision, something like that.
Oh, that's intimacy. That's interesting.
To me, it would be, because it's showing that I'm going with you because I love you and I give you a certain position in my life. So I can interpret that as intimacy. Mm-hmm. And that right there shows me that's my baby. I'm smiling. Even just doing little acts showed to me I can interpret intimacy. I'm gonna speak for me.
Yeah.
Because that's showing the, especially, I hate to say, especially in today's environment, or where, that nigga, he ain't nothing wrong with him. He can do it himself. He can go do that. He ain't handicapped. But those little acts of, I don't want to call it servitude, but those little acts of kindness works to reinforce me that, okay, now I feel that.
So the respect is, for you, intimacy.
It is.
See, I'm glad we're having this discussion.
Yeah, I mean,
that's interesting to know.
Yeah,
it's interesting to know.
Yeah.
Okay, and so then when you talk about like the servitude part, because when you went to go visit your family, right? Mm-hmm. And your mom said, "Oh, she nice. She make your plate." I was like, "Oh."
Hey, no. The funny part was my niece said, "I made a dude plate one time. That's just because he's around his family." But other than that, no.
So, no, but to be honest though, babe, I'm glad you shared that with me, because I wouldn't have classified that as intimacy. So I'm glad that we have that breakdown or whatever. Okay, so Dave said, I like to work up to the sex part sometimes. And Karen said, that's good. I think she was talking about some things that you were saying. Janelle said, damn, I know what she's saying, damn, too. That's what mom was saying, that was nice, I made you a plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny as hell.
But it kind of but just to go off topic a little bit, mm-hmm. Remember how I always tell you, you ain't got to do that for me. Mm-hmm. You don't need to do that for me. I can get it myself, I'll do that. Mm-hmm. And it kind of goes to that, where this how I just was. Mm-hmm. And that's why I was like, you ain't got, I can do my own, because I had like most of the time I did myself.
That's true. When we got together, you didn't want me to do anything for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you see how that developed. Mm-hmm. Some of the aspects I developed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, thanks, Karen, for clarifying that. I thought that's what you were saying, but I wanted to be sure. So, it's funny, though, because when even your thought of intimacy mm-hmm. prior to us getting together, and as our relationship has evolved, I think even your understanding or your desire for intimacy changed. Even though you didn't know exactly what it was before, maybe you had a misunderstanding of mm-hmm. intimacy before, I think now you are more connected to intimacy as it relates to our relationship and like, okay, well, these things feel like intimacy for me.
Yeah, because
is that right? Do
yeah,
I understand that right?
You're right. Another thing I could also say, I would get intimacy confused with foreplay.
Which I think we kind of talked about a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
about that.
Because think about it. If my mind is going towards sex, and me doing these actions, these intimate actions help you get to that moment, or may lead to that moment. Mm-hmm. Now it's no longer intimacy. It's actually my mind is put in the realm of foreplay.
Yeah.
Because now I'm trying to get you in a certain state, or a certain mood, or a certain frame, or a certain.
Well, that's why I said
position.
earlier. Like, I think for you, everything was about sex, right? Like Janelle just said, he thought intimacy was bang, bang, bang. Like, that's what you thought. It was like, okay, if there's a touch, that means sex. And I ain't even about to go into my therapeutic thoughts about that. I ain't even going there. I ain't going there about my therapeutic thoughts, like, because I feel like if you always think a touch means sex, that there's something underlying that's there, because a touch doesn't always mean sex, and if your mind is always going to touch from sex, and I'm only saying this because I've been through therapy. That I think that there are some underlying things, because you said every single time I touch you, no matter where I touch you, you are aroused, right? And of course, I'm supposed to excite you. I'm your woman.
Damn right.
However, if we're in moments of, you know what? Let's just sit here and let's talk. Let's just relax together. Let's, like our Sunday evening moments together, right? Where you oil my scalp and I'm laying on you and you're rubbing my back. I think that had to come over time, that you understood this don't mean sex. This is just an intimate moment. And if it leads to sex, okay. But your mind was going straight to, oh, this means sex.
Yeah, at one point in time it did, but I'm not gonna lie, I still get aroused on touching your scalp.
I know, babe.
Yeah, I can make the correlation real easy. But it's a PG show. Now, but I know this is not what I have developed to the point. This is not what it's about. And two, I want to watch my show.
But it's also, I think that's why it's good that we have such good communication. At least on my end, I probably, to a lot of people, over communicate, because I'm gonna talk if I don't do anything else. And Karen says it can be different for different people, of course, but men process differently than women, of course. That's what I said earlier. Like, this is not a blanket statement across the board. It's definitely case by case, and we're only talking about us, and I'm only talking about my experiences. So everybody's experiences, of course, are different. Men definitely oftentimes think differently. I'm not going to say all men, because I don't do that across the board, all this, all that. But some men are different, and some men are this way and some men are that way. Some women are this way, some women are that way. But it's open dialogue for us to discuss, what is your interpretation of sex versus intimacy? How do you connect with your partner as it relates to that? Do you have those conversations? Because I had to communicate to him, right? I had to tell him, like, babe, this is not a moment of sex for me. This is a moment of intimacy. And he had to learn that over time.
I had to accept it.
Yeah. Because it wasn't like, he didn't feel like that. And Dave says, I got 40 years in, I still get aroused by my wife's touch, but that doesn't mean we're going in. Yeah. And Dave, let me ask you, did that come through conversation, or did that come through just learning your partner? Like, where did that understanding come from? And Karen says, I do too. I definitely communicate, possibly too much. Look, I know for me, I I would probably consider myself an over communicator. I'd rather be that than have some skewed lines or confusion, though.
You know, and
you think I'm an over communicator?
Definitely.
You can tell the truth.
I am. Definitely, you're an over communicator. I'm an under communicator a lot of times. Sometimes your over communication will irritate me, but when I go back and think about it, it needed to be done most of the time. It needed to be like, okay, it's really important that she said it that way, or she put the extra details in, because I could have easily got something confused or misunderstood, or this, or how it really should be understood.
Yeah.
And because I'm so used to communicating, sometimes I'm so used to communicating my way, and you're so used to communicating your way. I have to now pick up. I actually still have to do it. Now I have increased my communication level verbally a little bit more.
Yeah, you have.
I still got ways to go just for us to be in that proper sequence. But it's not, the gap is closed.
Yeah.
And so you're actually an over communicator because I'm an under communicator. And if both of us are under communicators, the gap would be this big.
Yeah, and we wouldn't, be able to connect.
And the first thing I'm like, I wish she had said something. She should have said something. That'd be the first thing on my mouth. Why you didn't say this?
That's why I say that to you sometimes. Like, you need to tell me in the moment. Like, if something bothers you. Okay, so let's get back to the comments here. So Karen says, yes, I agree. I think too much as well. I used to think a whole lot, like way too, like, why are you thinking that much, Keya? So I get it, Karen. I get it. Keldrick said it's communication and learning your partner, growth in the relationship. Yeah, absolutely. That's why we were having a lot of those 4 a.m. conversations. Like,
yeah,
that was us being able to connect and understand each other.
And if you think back about a month ago, I said to the baby, we ain't had it. I missed it.
You did say that.
Because it was actually kind of fun.
It was.
It was fun,
It was really fun.
And we get up and make somebody gonna make some breakfast by that time when we finish.
Yep. And so Dave said conversation and learning your partner's body language. Yeah. I think that's a big thing. Like the body language.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's big.
And even, like, so as I'm learning your intimacy, I guess, I don't know if intimacy language is a real thing, but it is tonight, your intimacy language. There are certain things that you have to, or you need me to do, even just laying in the bed, when you need that certain moment. We ain't gonna go too deep, but there's certain positions that I have to be in. Or
remember when we first started dating, well, not when we first started dating, but when we first started sleeping over with each other. And I would be like, why are you hopping up out the bed so quick?
Yeah.
And it would be like, because I just need just a little bit of moment in the bed. Like, I'm waking up. Let's just have a moment to just lay here. That's an intimate, connecting moment for me.
Yeah.
And you just was like, oh, it's just time to get up.
Now I can't get my ass out the bed. Shit.
I started something, huh?
Yeah, now it got me all twisted.
My bad, baby.
Yeah. That's all right. I'll accept it. But yeah, that is what it is. It's just the body language. And you even know some things I want you to do at nighttime, or when you're laying down, or even when we're on the couch. I may put, when I start positioning you, you already know what I want. Because it's just over time, you know my body language. I already know, and I know a lot of yours. Do I know everything? Heck no. Am I still learning? Hell yes.
But there's a certain level of understanding that we have, and we still have more. I think that I can look at you and you'll know, like, oh, okay, you want me to do this, or you want me to come closer.
Now you damn good at that part.
Yeah, because you'll be sitting in the chair and I'll be on the love seat, and I'll just kind of look at you a certain way, and you just get up and come over on the love seat. Let's address Eric's comment.
Okay, read it because I'm about to stutter.
I'm still learning to communicate better and not thinking I know what's on her mind. Okay, so I'm glad. So we have a man outside of Dave that's commenting, because Dave has been in the group before, and this is probably the first time I think I've seen Eric comment and alive with us. So thanks, Eric, for coming on and being transparent and vulnerable in that moment to say that. We appreciate it. I'm still learning to communicate better. You just said that earlier.
Yeah, I mean,
and not thinking.
Go ahead.
He knows what's on her mind.
And this is where this is where, like I said, where I'm an under communicator. And sometimes when you're an under communicator, I assume too much. And when I assume, I fuck up. If I learn to communicate, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna over communicate. If I learn to communicate more verbally and get more details, it'll lead to less screwing up. So this is where one of my challenges. It's always been a challenge.
I didn't even think about that one. How you assume? Oh, he assumes so much.
Right. He assume how you feeling.
Yeah.
You know, or there's a lot of things I know.
He assumes so much. He'd be like, "Are you angry with me? Are you mad at me?" I'm like, "No." Yeah. He's like, "But you're quiet." I'm like, "I'm just chilling."
Because with you being so over communicating, I don't know how you say, but when you talk a certain amount, and
basically just say I talk a lot. Go ahead. You say if I ain't gonna hit you.
Shit. So when you talk a lot, and you get quiet, it's a concern because it breaks a cycle or a norm. Mm-hmm. So now I have to establish what the new cycle is going to be, what the new norm is.
And it doesn't mean it's a new norm. It just means I'm silent in that moment.
Yeah. And so now I'm wondering, instead of just asking, which I have learned to do that a little bit better.
Hey, Keisha, I saw you popped in.
Are you thinking there's something wrong, or you just chilling? I have to ask. And heaven forbid when you say something wrong, or even worse, if I did something wrong, now I go to oh shit, what did I do?
And so, but remember how I am, right? Because I'm an over communicator. You don't have to ever guess with me, right? Not only am I an over communicator, but I'm a very self-aware person. And so I can check in with myself and be like, okay, you need to talk about this, Keya, because I don't let things fester. I don't allow myself to get upset about things that don't necessarily exist. I ask questions and I'm going to talk. And so there's never a reason to assume. And I'll say this to you every time you make that assumption. I'll be like, babe, there's no need to overthink, because if I want something or if I think something or what, I'm going to say it. But because you're an under communicator, it causes you to kind of go into this space of, well, I don't know what that means because she's quiet.
and
here I am, just talk. But again, you also know that I have moments where I don't want to talk. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to deal with people. Sometimes those people include you. So if I get quiet, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But that's the funny thing, because you will definitely go there. And Karen says that. She says, when you're an under communicator, I believe it causes the other partner to overthink. Now, for me, I'm the other partner of the under communicator. And I don't overthink. I'm just going to ask a question. Or I'm going to say, hey, this is what I feel. Because that stresses me out. And I don't like to be stressed out anymore. I'm just going to say, what's going on with you? How you feeling?
All right. So as we transition a little bit. So
go ahead. I'm going to get up and get some water.
So with the communication thing, because I am, I guess, a natural introvert. So when I keep my emotions in, I mean, sometimes I think you're doing the same thing. That's why that's something also leads to that assumption. Now, that's one. Second, when you just don't want to be bothered with nobody, including me, I'm getting to the point where that's a good thing, because I can watch what I want on TV, and I ain't got to worry about you talking.
Yes, because my ass can talk.
Yeah, so
I can talk.
All right, but I think that was pretty good. All right. So
let's see if anybody has questions or comments or things that they want to add to that conversation. Let us know what you thought about the conversation. Because it's just us two people sharing our business.
Yeah.
That's it. We just...
Let everybody be nosy.
Yeah, we just share our business, put our business out there. So what do you guys think about the conversation? What are your experiences as it relates to sex versus intimacy? I want to definitely shout out Karen and Eric. These are first timers during a live that have commented that I can't recall anyway. I could be wrong. But
I've seen them pop in several times.
I've seen them pop in the comments, yeah. But I'm not sure if they were during the live.
Yeah, I think I see. Well,
yeah.
I'm on it.
Anyway, either way, we want to thank you all for participating. We want to thank you all for your energy and involvement in this evening's conversation. I saw that Keisha popped in. I don't know if she's still here. Dave, thank you for your comments. Oh, we missed a comment. The way she looks at me and the way she smiles speaks volumes. I be giving you that look, don't I?
Yeah.
And Eric said he's supposed to be working. And Karen said, I believe that the two of you have grown in your relationship and it shows. Yep. And we still together.
Yeah.
Still growing. And Missy said intimacy is important in any healthy relationship. Absolutely.
Yes. You know.
Yes. And Keisha says it's great to see an active black couple getting along and willing to share their relationship with us.
So we share a relationship, and we even share some of the bad stuff, because we don't want to get on here and seem like we're perfect, because we're far from perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. We still going through our growing pains. Our biggest, at least for me, my biggest thing is to make sure as we grow together. I don't want us to ever grow apart.
Right.
And actually helping us discussing things in this group helps maintain that path of growth together. And because actually it helps us talk about it and bring it out.
Yeah.
So we can hear ourselves and like, oh, give you that, oh shit. Oh damn. For real, yeah, I need to get back on track. You know, and as we think of these topics, it allows me to be a better person, a better partner for you. So for both of us. So this is helping everybody. This is what we had the platform for, open forum, to talk, to share our experiences, learn from each other, because we're not experts.
And what do we say every time before? We didn't say it tonight. We're not therapists. We're not trying to tell other people how to conduct their relationships. We're just here to share our experiences, both past and currently, and hopefully it helps other people. Hopefully it allows other people to see there are healthy relationships out there. One of the main reasons the group started is because there was so much negativity surrounding, healthy black couples. And it's like, that's not true. I know plenty of healthy black couples. I know plenty of them. And I know plenty of great black men out there. And I know plenty of great black women out there. And it takes work. We talked about the work that is necessary to care for yourself enough so that you can connect with a partner and have a truly healthy relationship. So that's it. Like we want to be able to provide the platform, and we want to bring people on as guests again. So if anybody's interested in coming on as a guest, Twyla reached out to me 3 weeks ago, said she wanted to have that conversation about bitter women. And we did that last week.
That was a good conversation.
And that was a great conversation. So if you guys want to talk about a particular topic and you want to come in as a guest, please reach out to us. Let us know. So we're going to end there. We appreciate everybody's comments. I saw your comment, Karen. Karen, I don't remember you commenting on the live, but I said earlier, I could be wrong, because sometimes I'm drinking wine. So I could have forgot. I didn't have any wine left tonight, so. Oh, so we want to do some reminders to you all about some posts that we've made. We are officially, for the first time, as we approach our 1 year anniversary, selling merch. We're excited. We're selling merch, y'all. So, what do we have here, baby?
Well, you go there. First thing, the mugs.
Turn on the other side, baby. Show them it's on both sides.
Oh,
yeah.
It's double-sided, huh?
It's double-sided, baby.
So, these are great. And it's just this winter season. Good for coffee, cocoa, signing your Christmas cards.
Okay, so this is our pen. Engraved pen with Data Firm the Real on it. As you guys can tell, these are our branding colors, blue and white. And this is one of our favorite new products and merch. I don't know how well you can see it. This is the tote bag.
Oh, pull it back.
Can you see it back?
Right there. Bam.
They affirm the real tote bag. And we've posted in the group. Right now we're doing the holiday bundle all the way up until the end of November. So November 30th, the sale ends. It's $35 for all three. And who we shouting out for being the first to purchase the bundle?
Me, Miss Missy.
Miss Missy. Missy always supporting us. In fact, Missy has supported me since day one when I started doing Sister Circle here in Dallas. And so Missy, for being the first one to support us, we're going to throw in a free candle for you. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your love as always. So for anyone interested in purchasing the items, we will post that information again. I see my friend Joyce has made a comment here, and she said, I know it's helping me. I've been out of the dating game for a long time. My choice. I'm healing and preparing myself for when I'm ready to date.
Right on.
Right now, I'm dating. That's what Data Firm the Real is about.
Talk your shit.
Oh, we love that. Because people think it's just about people that's in relationships. This group is about people who are single, learning to love themselves again, healing, doing the work so they can become the healthiest version of themselves, to become the healthiest version for someone else when they find that partner or meet that partner. I'm going to say find. And so we love that. The person who's dating, just let me figure it out what I like and who I want to actually be with.
Right.
The person that's coupled and the person that's married. So the group is really, really about having healthy relationships with self first. It starts with yourself first. And then you can have those healthy, beautiful connections with someone else. And other people, period, overall.
Yeah, giving your partner or your future partner the best version of yourself. This is what we tell each other all the time. You got the best version of me, and I got the best version of you. You know, if we had met 5-6 years ago,
Nope.
we wouldn't have made it.
Wouldn't have been ready for each other.
Yeah. 1 year would have been 1 month, 1 week, possibly 1 day.
Yeah. So true. So true.
You know,
gotta recognize those things.
Yeah. So this is why I'm so big on us growing together. You know, as you get a better version of yourself tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, I need to be another better version of myself the day after tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. I need to be better for you as we be better together. So as I'm doing different things to improve myself, you're constantly doing different things to improve yourself. Besides, do I really want some other man having a better version than I got of you? Fuck no. No, we put work into this.
Put in work, baby. We put in some work.
I don't need no other man having you.
We put in some work.
You call it arrogant or whatever. No, there ain't no other man getting that. Shit,
we have put in some work. Okay, last reminder. Don't feel pressed, y'all. But we want to do this game show, this couples game show. And we're going to do something for the singles too. We want the singles to come and be in the audience, be part of the audience if you'd like. But we want to do a couples game show. And what does that couples game show look like? We'll have 3 couples. So you need to send your video submission with you and your couple on why you should be a part of Date Affirm the Real's. What do we call it? I don't think we call it anything, but it's just going to be a couples game to see how well you know your partner. And then we'll have a grand prize winner for the person that knows their partner the best.
We saw you, Janelle. So
Janelle, we saw you and Rick's video.
You know something, babe? This is impromptu. Let's do a 30-second right now, a 10-second. How would it go? So
this is how your video would go if you're going to submit your video. And Janelle, do we have permission to post you and Rick's video to show people an example? But Marcus and I are going to show an example of what your video submission can look like. Hey, babe.
Hey.
So we should enter this contest to be a part of Date Affirm the Real's couples game show.
I'm with it. What we going to do?
Well, I'm going to see how well you know me. If you really my boo.
Oh, I know you. I know all about you. And hey, matter of fact, when we met, I knew all about her because I saw her face, how she was infatuated with me off the rip. She saw this big belly, beautiful eyes. She's like, oh my God. But that's how I went. Just
the lies you tell.
The truth I perceive.
Well, we ain't going to win this game show. Okay, so that's an example of how you can submit your video, your video submission. It's supposed to be fun, creative, because we want to pick the 3 couples who are going to add some fun and excitement. This is going to be recorded, okay? It's going to be recorded. So you would have to agree to that because we plan to post it in the YouTube video on the YouTube page. So submit your video. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have fun, y'all. We're trying to create activities for the group, but we need y'all to participate. If you don't be pressed, because when's the date, the last date for them to have to submit this?
We said Thanksgiving.
Okay, so the last date to submit is just do it by Thanksgiving. If it's not, we're going to cancel it. We'll reschedule it at a later date because we want to have the event before Christmas.
Should I tell them where the inspiration of the game show come from?
You can.
So, this is how the inspiration came. Me and Babe, one day we was watching HBO Max, and Steph Curry and his wife had a game show called About Last Night, and it's canceled. It was a great show. And it was celebrity partners, or partners and celebrities and partners was asking questions. Mm-hmm. And how they was know each other. It involved comedy, alcohol, mm-hmm. and questions. That's it. Well, I like alcohol. And questions, and I like comedy. It just good folks have a good time. It was no pressure. And we do that every day.
Yeah.
Let's just throw some prizes with it.
So we would have either Marcus or I would serve as the bartender to serve all of our contestants and those in our audience. So it's a time to pre-Christmas, come celebrate, have a good time with Dara. Yeah. If nothing else.
Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the atmosphere. And let's all have fun. We have so much stuff going on in our life. Sometimes we need to escape. Mm-hmm. And with so much BS in the world, escape in a positive manner. You're around good people, good folks.
So listen, babe.
Talk to me.
This is just a kiss. To say you did a great job tonight. We did a great job. Okay?
Yes.
This is intimacy.
Oh. All right, babe. So.
All right, y'all. If nothing else, we will see y'all on the other side.
All right. Next week. Well.
We're not coming next week.
No next week. Next week is
no
Thanksgiving.
Next week, y'all.
All right.
No next week. Oh, Joyce, yeah, you coming. I'll see you soon then. And thank you, girlfriend. She sent me some Cigar Chronicles stickers, y'all. That's my friend. She love me.
Thank you. Peace.